It's basically the gate. It's like a big donut ring and that opens and closes. And but we didn't know until very recently what the structure of this was, because it's so big and complicated. It's pretty hard to crystallize and actually see. And so almost, I think it was pretty much 6 months or a year after we put AlphaFold out, some teams used it along with experimental data to finally work out what this beautiful shape was of this this gateway protein. And that was amazing to me. It's one of the biggest proteins in the body. That's and AlphaFold was very useful in helping determine in that structure.
And so perhaps we can design drugs or treatments that better that use that somehow, that better access the...
Yes, potentially. I think that was more for fundamental biology understanding, but obviously there is, we ourselves, we've spun out a new company, Isomorphic Labs, that actually tries to build on AlphaFold and uses it to, indeed in this block here, uses it to, as one of the pieces of the puzzle to massively speed up drug discovery. So on average, it takes like 10 years to kind of develop a drug. It's crazy long time, unbelievable amount of hard work, very expensive, and huge failure rates. Only about 10% of drugs actually get through all the clinical stages. So we need to vastly improve that if we want to improve human health, I think. And I think the way to do that is by using in silico methods, AlphaFold 2 being one of those components. But knowing the structure of a protein is only one small part of the drug discovery process. You need a lot of chemistry, like what compound should you design to bind to it, all of these things. So we're trying to, Isomorphic, build these, you can think of them as adjacent systems that work with AlphaFold, more advanced AlphaFold, AlphaFold 3, AlphaFold 4, you could call it, and then end to end basically create these drugs that have, very minimal kind of side effects and incredibly effective at addressing the type of disease we're trying to help with. And we're working on, I think at this point, like 18, 19 different drug programs across the gamut of things, from cardiovascular, heart disease, to cancer, to immunology. So I think eventually these types of technologies should be able to help across almost every therapeutic area.
In prep for this, I did a background interview with your fellow Nobel Prize winner, John Jumper.
Yes.
He really stressed that it's one part of a larger problem of drug discovery. And so that brings us to the cutting edge today. I've taken some of the examples that I want to talk about.
Yes.
What is the cutting edge now?
Sure. So we're building many different components that can kind of go together. So AlphaFold is one of the linchpins. So that's the structure of the protein.